Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of my Talk Tuesday series. This is Talk Tuesday number 8. We will be exploring the topic of creativity and how our society actually has a lot to do with limiting our creativity. So stay tuned. So we all have, read articles and heard other people talk about how schools can sometimes kill creativity. However, in the society that we have built for ourselves as a human species, it's kind of become hard to break away from this social structure. And I'm not bashing on school whatsoever, but I've also taken the time out to do research on the direct correlation between creativity and our society, our social structure right now that we've created as a human species to, survive in this world. When I was growing up, I always thought that creativity was something that some people just had in them, and some people were just told that they're not creative, therefore these career paths are more suited to their skill set. And then therefore they go into school with that same belief system and pursuing something that others have told them is good for them. And then they graduate, and then you go into your career path and you start working, and then you build up from there, and then I guess you retire. And recently I've really been kind of questioning the system, because I think that there is more to our being here and we have a purpose, every single one of us, and I think at least it's important to explore that. That's exactly what I'm going to do with this video. I'm going to be exploring creativity with y'all. In this world, the main difference between those that are creative and those that aren't is that those that are creative think they're creative, and those that aren't tell themselves they're not. Being born a human, it entails creativity. We are creative beings. We have a brain, we have a conscious, we have an understanding. We actually have gone into space. We try to explore everything around us. We are questioning species. So we are very creative. Every single one of us has it in us. And this also has a lot to do with mental health, in my opinion, because we are in a society where you need to make money to survive, and everyone wants money. Sometimes you have to do the things that you don't want to do to get there and reach your goals, but in doing so, a lot of the times our passions, things that fulfill us, kind of, they're not important anymore. We don't prioritize them, and I just want to bring to light that that is a huge indicative factor that your mental health is not being checked. Even if you think you're taking care of yourself, if you're feeling a deep sense of just emptiness and stuff, it could just be because you're suppressing a lot of your passions. Now, I myself never thought I was creative. I am an accounting major. Throughout high school, I just kind of did what everyone around me was telling me was a great career path, and I was okay at math, and so I pursued that. And I never once really questioned if I liked what I was doing. I always just used to answer people when they asked me, like, oh hey, did you want to do accounting? And my reply is always, it's a stable job. For me, it was really just not knowing what I wanted to do, and then doing something that was stable and would give me good income, I guess. I'm not sure why this is suddenly happening, but I'm really questioning everything around me, and I'm now just kind of giving in to my more intuitive side, and therefore this video is being recorded right now because I'm really just trying to question this and talk about this with you guys and see if we can get somewhere with it. So I have done research on this topic, and there have been a lot of publications and videos and professors talking about creativity, how to get creative, how there's a correlation between work life, personal life, and creativity, how a lot of people are actually limiting their own creativity by trying to be functioning in the society, which is built in the same way, although all of us don't learn the same way or are the same way anyways. I kind of wanted to summarize the findings that I had that's going to directly benefit you and is worthwhile to know. So, to live a creative life, you have to destroy these following habits: premature judgment, lack of courage, avoidance of failure, comparing yourself to others, discomfort with uncertainty, taking criticism personally, and lack of confidence. I think in general, all of these topics entail a really important message. I think you guys should all take a screenshot of that list that I just provided, because these are just good things to apply to your own life. And personally, this is something that I'm trying to apply to my own life. But as part of my talk series, I always provide tips and tricks to spark the creativity in you that you've had since birth, but how to spark it in yourself and just live a more energetic and peaceful and happier life. Number 1, talk to nature. This means you can go on long walks, you can sit outside in your backyard, you can appreciate the trees, the plants around you, do some gardening. I don't know what it is with nature, but it is a very grounding feeling that you get when you give in to nature around you and you just take time to be mindful. I've read somewhere that if you go and you give a tree a hug, you instantly feel much more calm and at peace. It's like the same thing as giving a puppy a hug. Like, it's just something so pure and it balances your energy. Try talking to nature and going on long walks and giving yourself that mental break, and think about absolutely nothing on these walks and simply just be grateful for that moment. Number 2, when you meet new people or when you're in deep conversations or just talking to people in your life, whether it's your mom, whether it's a stranger, whether it's school related, work related, actually listen to what other people are saying, because being able to put aside your own perspective and really understand another person's perspective, whether they're right or wrong, is really important for your own growth, as well as just understanding that this social being has this certain perspective and opinion and it is worthwhile to hear them out. This also diminishes your ego, which is the worst thing. Like, having an ego is just limiting yourself in every way and also causing chaos around you. Try to really listen to other people when they're sharing their opinions or perspectives, and then you can reflect on it. And a lot of the times people don't like to listen to other people, especially when in an argument, and then they're just waiting to say their own piece, and therefore the conversation doesn't really get anywhere. Hear where other people are coming from, and that itself, you guys, will really ignite creativity in you and also help you find your passion, because you never know what another person will say to you that might spark something. We're all human beings and we're all on this earth sharing the same time we've met each other. So the people you really come into contact with are in contact with you, and that's a beautiful thing, and I think that there's a reason for it. So just be mindful of other people and hear them out. Number 3, let yourself feel sad. When we start to feel upset or just emotional because something happened, we oftentimes try to cover it up and go for a run or talk to friends or do some work, but we don't actually let ourselves feel our emotions, and that's a very important part, even for just physical and mental health. You cannot keep suppressing your emotions. Your body actually knows when there's something wrong with you, and so it will always try to bring that to surface. So if there's something upsetting you, if there's something wrong with you, instead of not taking the time to listen to it and just covering it up, really try to allow yourself to feel your emotions and work through that process, because it's happening for a reason. Especially if you're in a moment in your life where you're struggling with something personal, take the time to heal and feel all your emotions. Only good can come out of that, so try that out. Number 4, with this whole creative process and just finding your passion again in life and being a happier person, go at your own pace. I know it's really hard not to compare yourself to others and see where others are, but can't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Really just be happy for other people that have made it somewhere where you're trying to make it, and just learn from it and just be like, nope, I'm on my own path and journey and I'm doing exactly what I need to do, and I too will get there. Number 5, meditation. I've brought up meditation multiple times in a lot of my Talk Tuesdays, and just being grateful, because the more you meditate, the more answers come to you. And if you don't know what that means, then you need to start meditating. There are so many things that we don't know, and when you meditate, you're just connecting with your subconscious mind and you're allowing your subconscious mind to take over. Sometimes answers just come to you, and you also feel so much better. You're able to have a clear understanding of what you want. Sometimes your goals are clearer, you feel better, you're more calm. It's a whole thing. So meditation is key. I will end off this video by saying, you got this. You are creative, and if you're in a slump right now, this video is meant for you, and you will find your most creative being soon. And don't worry, every single day you're here, you're working towards your higher self. Keep listening to your intuition and your gut feeling. Keep working hard, but also loving yourself. Thank you guys for watching my Talk Tuesday. I will be back next week with another video. Until then, I hope you guys stay safe and have an amazing, blessed week. See ya.